Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to Create Every Day in August. It is August 24th, 2020. It's Monday. And we are almost finished with Creator for real this time. I thought we only had like 8 days left 2 days ago. But I was gently reminded that it's 31 days in August, not 30. I never learned that little knuckle trick. What, January, February, March, April, May, June. I never learned that thing about the knuckles. All the knuckles have 31 days or something. I don't know. I never learned that. Like I never learned the little trick to tie your shoes around the loop, the bunny hole, and all that craziness. I just was told you gonna tie your shoes. Anyway, we're using this honeycomb stamp set by Stampendous. It's a beautiful stamp set, but I must warn you, if you are like me, looks like this. Very pretty, very pretty. It's photopolymer. So I had a rant earlier and I just decided not to do that. So we're just gonna stamp it out a few times and keep it moving. All right. I do have some serious conversation for you all today. Um, but I think I'm just going to I was going to do this yesterday and I didn't do it because I was like, do I really need to do a PSA? And I'm assuming that I do because YouTube, I don't know if they are aware or they're doing anything about it, but people, and I don't know if it's happening on a lot of videos. I've seen it happen on a few crafty videos. People are going around and tagging the videos at number signs and writing dumb comments in there, and I have been reporting them every time I see them on my channel or other people's channel, because I don't need that kind of nonsense in my life when it comes to that. And it's usually associated with pornography, just so you all know. So if you get those kinds of oh, I could have got it down a little bit better and we would have gotten a good impression. You see right here, I would have brought that comb down a little bit. So what I'll do in that spot is when I stamp out the butterfly, the bumblebee, not the butterfly, the bumblebee, I will just put it over that little spot. I think, or maybe I can, I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, people are randomly putting dumb comments in there, and nothing on my video has anything to do with any type of sexual anything. So people are just randomly doing that, and they're putting, like, I don't know if it's a real site to go to or a false site, but I've seen it on other crafty channels videos, and I've just reported the people. I'm sure it's some type of troll or something, but it has to be stopped, and I take offense to it. Highly offensive, to come and do that to people's channel. A lot of times people don't understand, even though I'm just crafting, right? Because that's what I'm doing. I'm just cutting paper, gluing it, stamping images, and coloring. But this is my work, right? I don't get paid to do it, but this is my labor of love, besides what I do outside of this, right? So I don't want someone coming to my job harassing me, and I feel like that's what has been done. So if you do make YouTube videos, just be mindful of that. People out there tagging dumb stuff. It's happened 3 times now, and I'm a firm believer in the nix it. You got to nip it in the bud, Andy. Nip it in the bud. That's what Barney said. And so that's my goal, is to not have that nonsense going on my channel or anybody else's channel that I view videos from, because people don't need that kind of junk. Because not everyone gets to check their videos right away. And lo and behold, if someone goes and clicks that, and then they were like, oh, I was at so-and-so's channel and I clicked this and now my account is messed up, or I got random emails, or my computer has the black screen of death because it's some type of dumb troll virus on there. So much stupidity and dumbness going on in the world. We don't need that added nonsense to our lives with this foolishness of tagging videos like that. So I guess that was the PSA announcement, but I'm gonna make another video. I did not, the first 2 times it happened, I didn't screenshot the comments and the person's name, but yesterday I did, because I was like, this is just ridiculous. And I guess it was my sign to say, you didn't do your video announcement. So I plan on doing it after this crater. Alright, we're just going to leave that just like that. And it's not going to be super dark, but so you see how I had to tape all this down? It's because these stamps will stick to every photopolymer stamp I have will stick to your paper and lift it up. So if you have a better way of doing photopolymer, please let me know. Please let me know. All right, so now what we're going to do, all right, so we're going to take our B and hopefully get a few good impressions. And I decided to stamp this out on white paper because I'm going to try and color it up like they have it right there. We'll see. It's just black and yellow and a little bit of blue. So we'll see. I'm just holding this down some so it can transfer over all the way. I don't have anything underneath it, and this is my first impression of it. So the one thing is always interesting to see when people are demonstrating photopolymer stamps, you never see them have these issues because they are conditioned. They have already conditioned their stamps. So it just makes it look flawless when it's not. It's not always that easy. They spray it down, they file it and all that stuff. Which, you know, if you're a new stamper, I feel like people should let you know, hey, listen, this is what's going on. This is not, you know, it doesn't look this easy. But of course, no one's going to do that. You know, you don't get a full disclaimer of how stamps actually work because they want you to continue to buy their stuff. The only stamp that I don't have a lot of issues with is Stamps of Life stamps, which is interesting because I didn't even know they were photopolymer until I was watching one of her videos, and she's like, yes, we make all our stamps in the US and they're photopolymer. And I was like, no, that can't be. But if the lady said it, she said it. Now, I'm not sure if they switched over at some point, but that's what she said. Okay. So yesterday we went out. Not we, myself and the little roommate went out. The big roommate stayed home. And we left the house around 9:30ish because the place I wanted to go to opened at 10 o'clock. So we left the house around 9:30ish, and then because the big room was like, you need to wash your car, you need to wash your car, you need to get your car washed. And I am from a era long forgotten of poorness. Not from me being forgotten, the poorness being forgotten. I still remember that very, very clearly. And but you know, the times have definitely changed from how I lived before when I was growing up. You know, we never had a car. We didn't have a car. We used to ride the bus or get rides from people, you know. And back in the day, seat belts weren't a big thing. You could ride on the back of a pickup truck and not be seated in a certain position or whatever. So anyway, you know, he was like, you need to get your car washed. And so I believe in just getting a bucket of water and getting out there and washing the car yourself. But he's like, go get the car washed, you do a great job, blah, 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 right? So the place opened at 9 o'clock, and we got there 9:30, 9:30ish, 9:35ish. And I remember car washes was like $5 back in the day, right? Not anymore. They are a lot of money. So I said, well, I need to call him because he sent me up here, and I feel like car washing, it shouldn't be my responsibility. I know I drive a car, I use the car, but I just feel like that's something that he should make sure the car is done. Even if he's giving me the money, go do it. I think that he just, some things I feel like are his responsibility. I take out the trash, I'm not one of those women only can do this thing. So you see, this is a Prisma Prismacolor pencil, and the black ink still runs with that. So I don't know what to tell me, right? Anyway, so he I call he was like, yeah, you just need to get this one right here and then do all this. And back in the day, $5 will get your car cleaned inside and out, right? Until they started doing true detailing and all the other junk. So the man's like, yeah, to do all this and clean the door, seal, blah 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 is $50. I was like, $50? Good Lord. I said, well, let me call this man because he sent me up here. And I feel like sometimes when he sends me on these trips, they are like wild goose chases, right? I feel like they're a wild goose chase because I don't know what the heck I'm looking for. I don't know what I'm trying to get. Like one day he's like, are you going to get your oil changed? I was like, yeah, sure. He said, well, you need to get this type of whatever, right? So I go up there and I'm like, yeah, I need to get my oil changed. He's like, the last time you got your oil changed on this, it was this. And I called and said, you know how much your oil was? He's like, yeah. I said, and this is what we're getting? I always overreact to oil changes because, when I was younger, they were $19.99, right? Now they're like $69.99 or $59.99. And then we have an older vehicle, so that's over 100 and something miles. So they need special kind of oil. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Anyway, so yesterday the car wash, we go get the car wash, right? And we walk to the grocery store while we're waiting because my son, uh, he's 4. We'll leave it at that. So we walk to the grocery store, and he's like, "Okay, we go look at the toys because he wants to see if he can weasel out another train from me." I was like, "Yeah, we can look at them, but you're not getting any because you haven't been behaving properly, right?" So we go to the store, and I get some things that we need for the house, and we walk back. And as we walk back, the car is almost ready. Now I didn't spend the $49.99 on the car. We just got the outside cleaned and the inside vacuum, and they wipe down the touch points of the vehicle. But I tell you, I feel like I could have just did that, but knowing how my body works, it wouldn't have worked out. So um, my son and I continued on the journey, and we went and I think we had a great time. He seemed to enjoy it. Um, but we stayed out and it was hot outside, so we walked and walked and walked, and a lot of walking for me is not good. So I ended up limping, limping the last stretch, limping because I was in so much pain and my right side was just hurting so badly. And so when we got home, the big woman had already said he was going to cook, which was great. We will not talk about the meal though. We will not talk about that meal. So I'm going to try my very hardest to use this blue in the way that I envision using the blue, and we'll see if that works out. So I don't want to make any too harsh of lines on here. I think that if I was like really, really into it, I could have took some vellum. Is it vellum? The clear stuff, not acetate. It could be acetate too, but vellum, and stamp this out and like fussy cut around the wings and then glued them back on, and it would have looked like that. But she really don't want to do all that. Not in this setting. Maybe another time we'll try that because I think that's what I would like to do. And don't quote me. Does Tim Holtz sell wings? I think I saw somebody doing some wings last year. I think it was him. I'm not sure. Oh my goodness. So Anyway, let me fast forward. So the big roommate, did the homework with the little roommate. It was so funny watching him because my son is easily distracted by mommy. I think I've told you that before. So I got up. He's like, "Mommy, where you going?" Dad was like, "Sit down and pay attention, do your homework, color this or whatever." And the reason I'm telling you is because, we use Crayola, and the school specifically said we need to get a special kind of pencil. I'm not sure why. I'm just used to number two pencils, right? And he was like, "These pencils don't write that good." That's what the big roommate was saying. And he's like, "Man, what happened to Crayola? You can't even see it." And my son holds his pencil like this, and he colors or writes, and so it's real light. It's not like a heavy press down on it. And he's like, "You gotta press down on it." And then so the big roommate took the pencil. He's right-handed too, and he colored it up. And lo and behold, he said, "It's not coming out. The color's not coming out." So I'm gonna have to take just some regular paper and see if the colors and come out, because he's like, "You can tell these people that this workbook is crap, because it wasn't coming out." I was like, "Okay." I said, "Just get the assignment done." And so I was just sitting there watching him and cracking up because he's like, "Listen, pay attention. You got to stay focused." And, I think I've told you this before, that he is so easily distracted. I did not really want to smear the black ink. I don't know why it does that, because this was the first, second, third, fourth. The ink should be fairly dry by now, but it's smearing it on this one too, so I think I got a solution for that. We'll see. I mean, it doesn't look too bad, looking kind of like grayish wings, but I would have preferred them to be more crisp, clear, because I am going to take my blue and color back over it, so hopefully it works out for me. I didn't even color this other side. One side don't even have any blue on there. Yeah, so they finished it, and I looked at it. He's like, "Give it to mommy so she could check it." I was like, It's just color." He had the color and put X's on the letter A. Um, so it was fun watching him do that, because I couldn't sit for a long time. I was just trying to elevate my feet and get some of the swelling down or whatever. But then I had ended up taking some pain medicine, and I was like, "I'm going to bed." And so, he got him ready for bed and everything, which was good. I always tell my son, he'll be like, "Mommy," I was like, it's two parents in the house. So I'm just going to see if this will work a little bit. I'm going to just go over it and erase it some. Sometimes this helps get the black ink off, and sometimes it does absolutely nothing. And I don't want to rub too hard because I don't want to smudge any of it. But if it doesn't get off, that's fine. No worries. I'm not going to restamp it though. Yeah, so it was really hot, really hot yesterday. But I didn't even color this side. I enjoyed our little outing. But now, school. School is this week, and it's really early here. I woke up at 3 o'clock. So we'll see how that goes for me. I can usually stay up, but I've told you all, if you've been watching, I haven't been sleeping well. And I think I know the majority of the issues. I don't recall ever uttering, "I can't wait till I become an adult," but I'm sure I did, because I think adults kind of make adulting look semi-simple. But boy, is it not. Adulting is very hard. No matter what people say, sometimes you have to make those hard decisions where you just wish you can call your mom or your dad. You're like, "Dad, what do you think?" Even still, like, even the simple stuff like purchasing a new vehicle can be difficult sometimes. Because you want to get a good car. You don't want to get a crappy car, because you're potentially going to have this car for X amount of years, buying a house, buying new appliances. And unfortunately for me, and my whole entire family. I am a, let me research this. And so in order to buy certain things, it takes me a couple of months to want to get. With houses, when I came to buy this house, the big roommate helped me look around for a few houses because I was dead set on, I was like, if this is going to be my forever home, I want gas. I don't want electricity, because when the power goes out, the hot water goes out. You know, you can't cook, things like that. So, you know, he had came to help me find a place. And the place that we looked at, he really liked, but I didn't like because it was by power lines. Lo and behold, this power line's like 4 blocks over where I live. So yeah, might as well got that one. But I didn't really care for it too much. It's just in an odd spot, and I didn't want to be on the corner. The house was like on the corner and such. So yeah, I didn't like that one. The only thing I never have a hard time buying is craft stuff. All right, so I cut the bees and I want to try something. I was going to put thank you on it. I was like, let's try one of the bee statements that comes with the card. I don't really care for any of them, but I stamped out be happy on this little thingamajig right there. So what we're going to do is find the card opening. Yep. This is Crafter's Companion. So it's a little bit thicker, but it's also a little bit more wonky than the other cards I'm used to. So, just keep that in mind, I guess. And so I cut down black piece. You know, I said something about layering the other day. I guess I'm okay with layering solid pieces, but not pattern pieces. So for some reason, just layering a pattern piece just kind of makes me sad when you can't see the beautiful pattern on there. So I'm going to use some glue. Now, one thing that I have been noticing about some of my gluing is I don't know if they have a spreader. Like, say if this had a glue thing, like you see how this is, and I think that when you were to spread it out, it would like smooth it over, because you know when the glue dries, it dries in the pattern that you have it, and you can kind of see the pattern on there if the paper's not really thick. So I am wondering, do you know if they have that? And I don't really care to smudge my finger in glue. I have in the past, and I will again probably, but I just do not care to do that. So this is actually the actual card size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Because I was like, okay, we're gonna do some layering, so we're gonna make this one solid sheet of paper, and I'm just going to rub my finger. I'm not going to use the bone folder yet, because if I was to rub it up and down without having a good grip on it, the paper would definitely slide. And if you've ever noticed, like if you use certain cardstock, this is Michael's black cardstock, but every cardstock I've ever used, maybe I don't have high quality enough, it kind of has that on this. So just be careful, be a little bit ginger with that. And then so we have this to go on there, and I didn't have a solid yellow, so this has like some pattern on there. You can see it, which I thought would be fine, because honeycombs or beehives, whatever we're going to call them, are all a little bit different, so we could be okay with that. Okay, so we got this going on, and this is almost the exact same size, which is fine. I wanted to give it a little bit layer, but not too much. But now you can see that it's definitely layered up, right? And I'm holding this paper down so it doesn't shift on me. I've learned that over time. Don't trust your brute strength, because you could definitely shift your paper. It is Monday and the big roommate is home, but my son has to go to school, because I would say, let's just drive to Houston and visit my aunt. I really want to see her. I haven't seen her in a long time. And so I'm going to turn it this way, I think. Yeah. Just like that. Now with this, I have a little plan. So we're going to go ahead and try and see if this works out. Okay, so I did this, and I'm thinking we could put this on the bottom of the card. Okay, so now here's the last part of the card. I cut off the antennas and legs of the bees because it's a lot of trying to make sure that it looks halfway decent. And even this one kind of looks weird because I need to cut off that top portion. So what I thought I would do is restamp them. So re-ink the stamp and then just stamp it directly onto the honeycomb or the hive or whatever. Just like that. Ugh. All right. So even though you can't see it, you kind of know it's there. Hopefully that makes sense. I just want to see how it would look. And if it looked too weird, I would go back and stamp it again, cut it out again. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and be back. All right, so this is our completed card. I like it. I was thinking, usually when you see bees, you don't really see their little feet and antennae and all that. But if you look really closely, you can see it on both of them, which I really like how it came out. And it's semi in flight, but it's not purposefully in flight. I just wanted the wings to some sort of dimension. And normally I wouldn't put this like in the center of the card, but I think it just fits. Be happy, the bees are going to something and they're happy. And I just put one little jewel blank on the inside. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. It's long. And I want to say thank you all for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.